It's been a minute, man. Yeah.
Well, it's great. It's great to have you in here. You seem like you're doing well.
Things are good, man. Yeah, it's been a wild ride, as I'm sure everyone will attest for the last handful of years, just certainly for indie artists. But yeah, no, I kind of slid into a pretty cool thing this past year. I took a little hiatus from the solo endeavor and wound up taking a side guy gig with country star Brett Young, which has been like totally unexpected and a lot of left field, but a really cool opportunity all the same, man. We go back to like the LA days when we were playing shows and stuff out like the Hotel Cafe and part of that whole family of friends that got our start out there. And so his whole band right now is made up of like all these guys that we all started out in LA together before he came to Nashville. And so that's just a really cool way to make the rounds, man. It's a lot of fun.
I bet it is. Yeah. So is that on a tour bus, or are you getting to stay in nice hotels?
A little bit of both. I mean, mostly it's the bus, but that's the whole Nashville way, is the weekend warrior thing. So you learn how to make an 8-day week happen. Somehow you wind up like 4 nights on the road and 4 days at home. And if you got to do it, that's a pretty functional way to make the rounds. But yeah, we usually catch bus call on a Wednesday night, come back Sunday morning, sort of thing.
So are you going to be hanging out with some LA friends on Sunday, December 10th here in Nashville out at 3rd and Lindsley?
I am, man. Yeah. I know I've mentioned it, I think, on prior visits here. Certainly on the business radio episode I did, we talked quite a bit about it. But I had the pleasure of growing up as a Mouseketeer on the Disney Channel. And, I'm not a notable people on that cast like Timberlake and Ryan Gosling, Christina, Britney Spears and stuff. But, what doesn't get mentioned nearly as much is obviously the rest of all of these Mouseketeers, these former Mouseketeers that are all, by and large, like still at it, still in the industry in some capacity or another. And during the pandemic, we thought like, well, how cool would it be if we like got together and made a Christmas album? And it was like, well, what else we got to do? So we did, like, virtually. We got together from across the country. You had 17 former Mouseketeers made this record virtually via Dropbox.
Wow.
And it was a beautiful surprise, man. It was just really cool to hear all these familiar voices again, and ultimately, like, the project was also targeted, as is our show on the 10th, to benefit Music Cares, which is the philanthropic arm of
we love Music Cares.
Yeah, they've just done some incredible things.
And they were really busy in 2020 helping out folks.
Oh, man, right. And so that was part of the whole thing, the thrust of us making this record was, who can we benefit? And so we partnered with Music Cares and helped them a little bit. And the record, like, it debuted at number 21 on the Billboard, various artist chart. Like,
that's great. That's fun.
So we were just really tickled and then, like, fantasized about, well, one day we should do this live, and here we are, a couple years later, and now we're like, you know what?
Is this the first one?
Yes, this is the first show of us putting this 2020 album on its feet. So I'm kind of band leader. I put the Nashville Cats together. A few guys from Brett Young's band, which would be a lot of fun.
Okay.
And Brian Facchino on guitar. It's Nick Bearden from Jamestown Revival is going to be on bass. It's an all-star cast. And then you've got like a dozen of us coming from, again, California all the way up to New York. Everyone's coming down to make this thing happen. And a lot of our fans are obviously from across the country, and they're going to be coming to Nashville, and we're just going to have a really nice afternoon for them, man. It's great. We got a after party at Jackalope Brewery with Daddy's Dogs coming out. I'm trying to make like a real Nash-tastic event.
You sure did. You sure did.
Yeah.
We've got Daddy coming in today. He's going to be on with Casey on 615 of Daddy's Dogs.
Yeah, he's so rad.
Well, character.
But we became like fast friends, I guess, when during the pandemic when he started doing shows out there in the nations. I don't know if you remember, but he was putting on those drive-in shows, which was so cool.
I was there, yeah.
And so
I think I was out there for his birthday, at his birthday party there. That was fun.
It was just a cool way to be like, all right, this is happening. Let's do this, Nashville.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. So this is happening. It's a week from this Sunday, which my brain's having a hard time accepting that is reality. And it's a noon matinee show.
Yeah.
It's the live reunion show of Why? Because It's Christmas, which features former Mouseketeers, Tony Lucca's here in our studio today. Rona Bennett, who's part of En Vogue.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
And it's going to be out at 3rd and Lindsley. So I think it's kind of cool because a new matinee show, that means I could bring my kids out there too.
You can bring your kids for sure, and even the after party, which is going from 3 to 6, it'll be done by 6 o'clock. You know, it's an early Sunday night if you need it to be. But
that's great.
We're gonna have a real good time Sunday. It'd be great.
For a good so you actually produced a chunk of this record and were executive producer of this album.
Yeah. So someone's got to kind of like funnel it and pool it all together. Really, there's like I said, there's different calibers of people that are in the business. We had one of our guys, David Cater, out in California. He's doing sync placement stuff all the time. So he has a studio. He produced his track, sent it down for us to kind of like master up with the rest of our stuff. But yeah, it was mostly me kind of networking with these other artists and getting vocals cut in Virginia, vocals cut in Florida. Wow. It was great, but putting the finishing touches on it down here, and our friend Jeff Bohannon, he helped mix the project and put it all under one roof. And so I'm really proud of it. It was, like I said, it was really bright light in a rather dark time, obviously, and the fact that it benefited Music Cares and some other causes that were COVID friendly. It was just cool to revisit it now live, because to make a record with these talented people is one thing, but like
sure.
we grew up on the stage together, so to actually like brush elbows and share microphones and stuff.
Are you gonna be seeing some of the people for the first time in a long time?
We did a big reunion, a 30-year reunion down in Florida. MMC 30 was this big thing back in 19 again, and yeah, that was like incredible event we had down in Orlando. But that was the first time a lot of us got to see each other for decades. So now we're all kind of chasing that dragon. Like, let's get that back. Exactly. Like now we want to keep doing the class reunion every chance we get.
That's great. Well, cool. Yeah, well, we got Tony Lucca here. He's got his guitar. We're on volume.com/lightning100 if you want to take a peek into our tiny studio. What do you want to play for us, Tony?
Well, this is one that is one of mine that I've had for a handful of years. That I crack out around the holiday time. It's a song that I wrote the first time I didn't make it home for Christmas when I was out in California, pursuing the acting thing, and that one hit a little different than the other Christmases I wrote about it. It's called "Home for the Holidays." No, it's not that time of year for everyone. It's just another day, some might say. But there's something in the air that blows a cooler sense of understanding. Some say it's just another celebration, or a call to put the petty things aside. Either way, it's safe to say that on this day someone's out there praying for a little understanding. And here I stand on the tarmac, airplane ticket in my hand. Someone's on the other side, miles away and warm inside, waiting at the gate for my arrival. I'll be home for the holidays, home beside the fire, home inside the lights upon the tree. I'll be home for the holidays, safe at home at the table, home as we give thanks for family. Home is where the holidays will always be. Southern California still got Santa Claus, Christmas lights that stay up all year round. But it only snows in the movies, and only the broke and the locals stick around. And here I stand in a soundstage, scarf around my neck, cheeks painted red. One more take and that's a wrap. I still got my bags to pack. Just get me out the door and on my way. I'll be home for the holidays, home beside the fire, home just like the lights upon the tree. I'll be home for the holidays, right at home at the table. Home for the holidays where I'm gonna be. I say home for the holidays, right at home at the table. Home as we all pray for family. Home is where the holidays will always be. Will always be. You see, yeah.
Lightning 100. That is Tony Lucca live here in the Volume.com studio. He is going to be leading the band out at 3rd and Lindsley for the why? Because it's Christmas live reunion show. It's happening a week from Sunday, December 10th. It's a noon matinee show with doors opening at 11 a.m. out at 3rd and Lindsley, featuring a dozen former Mouseketeers.
Yeah,
it's going to be their class reunion happening out at 3rd and Lindsley. A lot of fun for a great cause, raising money for Music Cares with the official after party out at Jackalope Brewery, 3 to 6 p.m. And that's where Daddy's Dogs is going to be on site out at Jackalope. Awesome.
Yeah,
well,
man.
It's always so great to see you, and I'm happy that this worked out for you. It's been 3 years in the waiting for things to finally start feeling normal enough to have the show that was helping out the folks during COVID. So.
Yeah, for sure. It feels really good to kind of bring it on home and make it official now. And again, tickets are at mmcholidays.org. Obviously, they can get them through 3rd and Lindsley as well, but we've got some after party stuff that if you want to get in on that, go to mmcholidays.org. That's the website.
mmcholidays.org, 3rd and Lindsley.com, and it's going to be a lot of fun, all for Music Cares, which we're big fans of here at the station. They've helped out all kinds of people in the music business. In fact, if you know someone who needs help that has been in the music business for 5 years or more, Music Cares can help them.
Yeah, well, one of the vocal coaches from the Mouse Club, a lady who was actually instrumental in putting In Sync together. If you can imagine, like back in the day, she was a Nashville lady named Robin Wiley. She hosted me on her couch. Ryan Tedder, we was couch surfing at her place back in the day. She was really rad. She unfortunately passed, but she was in between insurance providers when she got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And Music Care stepped up and took care of a lot of her medical expenses during that time.
That's what's up.
That was the first time I heard about it. And I was like, oh my God.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
wow.
They've helped a lot of people. I mean, people in the music industry, a lot of them have drug and alcohol issues, and they help people get back on their feet, go through rehab. And they help out, like you said, people who don't have insurance and need a surgery or whatever it is. They do so much. So we love Music Cares, and you can actually, I was looking it up. You encourage people to just make a donation to Music Cares.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. Like that's at the end of the day, we love to get up and have fun and get all fancied up and sing together. But, the intention is, let's help out if we can. It's that time of year for sure.
Well, if you want to find out more or get tickets to the show, it's a special afternoon matinee show at 3rd and Lindsley, Sunday, December 10th. You can do it at mmcholidays.org and 3rd and Lindsley.com. It's a week from this Sunday, a noon matinee show celebrating. Why? Because it's Christmas, which you can get the album too. The album out and has been for the past few holidays. We finally turned the corner. We made it past Thanksgiving. That's the thing I was wondering, Tony. So when you have to make a Christmas record, for me, I can't touch it till after Turkey Day.
Right.
You must have had to do that though in the middle of summer or fall or
definitely definitely, we started circulating emails like April, May, June.
Oh my
We started like
gosh.
tracking through the summer, and then definitely had a hard deadline by like, October something, so we could get it mastered and off to the distributors and all that stuff, so that they can populate it up on Spotify and Apple and everywhere. So
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. It is a trip though when it's like 100 degrees outside.
Yeah, you
and
turn
you're-
up your air
and you're
conditioning,
singing,
put up some kind of Christmas tree in the studio.
for sure.